Yo, I was supposed to be hard tag mad long, but it was like just standing there.
Yes!
I need to kill him. I need to kill him.
Teleport.
My name is Derek Ruffin. I go by iDom when I compete in fighting game tournaments. I am from Queens, New York, and I am 26 years old. I would say my biggest accomplishment of all the fighting games has to be the Capcom Cup 2019 win in Street Fighter V.
Your Capcom Cup champion, iDom!
This is my 4th or 5th CEO. I've always had like great times in the venue at the event. Maybe not outside the event, but I've always had really good experience here. CEO is definitely one of my favorite tournaments to always go to. Coming into CEO 2023, I've always had the same mindset going into tournaments for every tournament I've ever competed in. Ever since like 2019, I've always realized that, well, Street Fighter is kind of my best game and the game everyone really knows me for. So I always try to place the highest in Street Fighter because I always enter, multiple games when I go to an event.
Good morning and welcome to CEO. We have the pleasure of bringing you the first stop of Street Fighter 6 here.
Hey, pools are about to start in like 3 minutes. You want to make a quick little announcement?
Good job, man.
Awesome, great crowd. It's Jamili just saying hi and welcome. Good luck this weekend. Again, thank you so much for bringing the weather meeting out here. We appreciate you. The staff is more than ready for you guys, so be kind to them. Have a good time. Every setup has headphones with splitters there, so please don't unplug them. But those are yours to use between the matches. Good luck, and pools are going to be starting in about 5 minutes, so get ready and good luck. Thank you. Love you too.
iDom and Virtuoso! Right here!
Close.
Solid. Close guy.
That was bad.
Any of those blocks.
My first match with CEO 23 is a Dawson player. Pretty strong, had a lot of tech, and I haven't fought a lot of Dawson in Street Fighter 6, so it was quite the experience.
I was trying to check every time for the grab. I was like, stop, don't get near me.
You're good.
Score?
2-0.
Yeah, 2-0.
2-0 tag.
iDom.
iDom, okay.
I didn't realize how privileged Laura was fighting Dawson, bro.
This armor and
It's
everything.
annoying.
I was like, yo, how did I do something?
Laura was so good at fighting Dawson. Oh my god.
Everything on armor will be better. Like armor on ballerina kick or something like that.
Yes.
Like you got to jump in, parry, all this random.
I just gotta be random. That's hard. My second match is against a Ken player who, it's still pool, so like everyone's still filling out the game. No one really knows what's going on. The game is definitely still, new and fresh, so I don't know what to really expect.
iDom, score?
2-0.
2-0. I gotta bring losers up for a little bit, but you're gonna be playing Von Ezra.
Okay. My third match was on stream I remember it was K7 show off, really strong Mortal Kombat and Strive player, twin brother.
What up, iDom?
No, bro. Huh?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Yeah.
That was a 6 set. There you go. I think like this is my first time ever actually competing in general. Like,
Oh, nice.
Like any major or anything.
Nice, nice.
Here, just taking it in, you know, enjoying the experience.
The CEO champ, the defending champ, iDom right here from Street Fighter V. Can he carry over to 6? She has a string that just continues.
Sing along at home.
Oh no! Damn. Bon Ezra, first game against iDom. All right, fella.
I'm gonna say he decides to get up the corner, but he's got it back again. iDom fighting his way out with a 1.
Yikes!
Nice
One
EX.
here. Yep. Again, still locked down. Gonna parry the whole thing. Give me all my bar back. By the way, I don't even need level 5. We're going to game 3. Go buy the Cammy sale real quick. Huge opportunity here. Not sure if this kills, but it's going to be putting you in a position of almost lights out. One more grab, and goes for the meaty. That was a counter hit.
Really a 50-50 every time you fucking get next to it.
It's hard. It's hard. That was a really close match. I was actually, nervous I was going to get sent to losers before I even got out of pool. And I managed to clutch it out. This game's hard. Bro, I got hit.
You should have labbed the grab.
Yeah, I should have labbed the grab.
Lab the throw loop, that's it. Bro, just take the throw or
Scary.
guess. I mean, bro, you spin a point like.
Yeah, spin up was quick.
Yeah, just react, bro.
Spin up was fucking quick in this game.
And this game is mad fast. The jabs.
Yeah.
Trying to jab that out,
Yeah.
I always get hit.
All I'm saying is, it's bad because I actually think Strive makes way more sense than 6. I think Strive makes more sense.
That's a bold statement.
I think Strive makes, bro, besides Happy Chaos being broken and like a few other characters, the game makes sense. I said I'll die on that hill.
You'll die on that hill.
I'll die on that hill.
Would you explain yourself against everyone?
Yes, the game Strive makes more sense.
Why do you feel Street Fighter 6 doesn't make sense?
Drive Rush is broken.
It's not broken.
The mechanics are so hard to stop, and it's just throw loop.
Throw loops and the mechanics.
Yeah.
Bro, Drive Rush is crazy.
The guy, what's funny? The guy in my pool that I was supposed to play in Winners Finals, he lost to a Ken player.
I wonder how he
Bro,
lost.
I know. I was watching the match. He just round start drive rush, low forward, corner, and then he just died from there.
Okay, so he should have blocked at first.
Oh my God, you're crazy.
So he should have blocked, check him, get tech first.
Bro, this game is basically an anime fighter in the sense that when you get a hit, you're going to the corner and you're gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah.
And then if I have all the resources, you better not get hit again because I'm gonna kill you.
What's up, man?
What's up? Then I played my Winners Finals pool of the match, which was against, surprisingly, another Ken player, because this is like a game in.
Game's team. Actually, they're both up, but I'm not going on. All right, 2-0?
Yeah.
2-1?
2-0.
2-0?
Yeah, 2-0.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank
Out
you.
on winner side.
When does the pool play? Saturday at 2? Okay.
Yep, there you go.
All right.
Stage 5.
Okay. Thank you.
There you go. I thought you were gonna get hit by the board.
Bro, I did.
Why do you drive rush EXP? I was like,
It works.
but that tripped you out?
Huh?
That tripped you out?
No, I did slide. I think he saw the slide and then just DP'd after.
I like to say, screw it, just do it.
If he did better combos, I would have lost.
He burned himself out. That shit was done.
Bro, he never did low forward buffered in a drive rush. He hit me with low forward a lot. He was just doing low forward at Duke, and I'm like, what are you doing? Yeah, just do low forward drive rush.
I said just tap ties.
Yeah.
That's mad.
Yeah, I was. He should have beat me 2-0 actually.
What happened?
He should have beat me 2-0. Bro, I'm terrified playing this game, bro. I've never felt so stressed playing it.
I'm scared of everyone.
I'm scared of every character.
They're full of killers, bro. That's it. Like, and you can't really like say for sure who's gonna be like on top. You know what I mean?
Like first day of pools, you know, went good, made it out in winners. Had a lot of close matches, surprisingly enough. Not used to playing so stressed out playing Street Fighter compared to how I was when I was playing 5, but. You know, a lot of close matches could have went either way, and you know, luckily I get to play tomorrow. I'm not sure who my opponent is, but play tomorrow at 2 again. Top 192. There's a lot of people here for Street Fighter 6, so it's definitely the rounds are definitely going to be a lot longer than Street Fighter 5 was.
My name is Saul Mena, better known as MenaRD. I'm 23 years old from the Dominican Republic, and I'm the only 2-time Capcom Cup champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for your 2-time Capcom Cup champion, MenaRD!
CEO is very important to me because it's one of the most prestigious events in the FTC, and I grew up watching all of the highlights from this tournament. So it's legendary, you know, just being here already, it's amazing. So being able to win it means even more. It's a dream come true. The most interesting part about pools is just the feeling of the tournament, the pressure. But I try to practice under pressure every single day. I play a friend, I play anybody, and I try to create a goal. I try to play under pressure every single time I play the game. So when I play in tournaments, it's like I'm just playing the same game I play every single day. I was like, okay, I'm just playing Street Fighter. I'm gonna fight somebody. I gotta fight someone to play. So it is what it is. It wasn't anything special. It was just maintain the focus, enjoy the game, and I know if I play well, I'm gonna win. So just keep going.
And as you can see, Mena just smothering Toin in the corner. Should be able to finish that out for a perfect right off the bat.
Do you want to take a picture of this or anything so you remember?
Please.
Yeah, you can come around.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much, man. What's your name?
Justin.
Justin, nice to meet you. So,
Real quick, 2 things like what I was doing wrong.
anti-airs. Maybe because of nerves but if you watch the video, I know you're gonna be I should have anti-air more. Because I noticed that you weren't doing it, so I started jumping a lot. But especially after the first game where things went wrong and you got double perfected, like, I understand why you would try to play more defensive, but I think that's the main thing. Wish you good luck. I fought a lot of players that were like trying to adapt to the game, and I tried to, like, you know, not sleep on them, not trying to take it easy, but I knew that my strategy was not very complicated. I just needed to overwhelm them. But at the same time, like, I got a perfect on every single player I fought in pools. But at the same time, I was like, okay, I also want to help them, like tell them if they want advice, what happened in the game, talk about it. And I tried to make it an experience, not only like, oh, I'm gonna cruise through this and go back to my room, but try to also help the players that are not gonna have a chance like at that moment. So it was a very interesting experience, but competitive-wise, it wasn't like very challenging.
I love to see it.
One more?
What's the score?
2-0? Or two more.
2 more. Do you wanna play again now?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Good.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's good.
So you'll be playing on stream last match to get out of pools.
It was very, very good.
Thank you, appreciate it.
So yeah.
I'm still learning. I'm not that good yet. Still learning.
Nah, but I've known you for like I've seen you for ever since I started. You always play Ryu, so and I know what's going on.
This is my first time making up pools.
Like ever? Not ever.
Well, not including Evo, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh damn.
Yeah.
Well, might as well strike for winners, right?
Always.
Ooh.
One more. Perfect. Into the level 1. Good damage on that. Blocks that and punishes. And unfortunately, oh, nice perfect parry. Caesar 2, unfortunately, looking like he's about to turn out like the first one. There it is.
Well, overall impressions is a lot of new players and people that are trying very hard for the game. Street Fighter 6 is a whole new game and everybody is just trying to learn it. So I saw a lot of players that are trying to figure it out, but at the end there, that real player, he has some experience in Street Fighter, so it was a good match. I was able to adapt well, and phase 1 of the tournament pools, it was very good. So let's hope we can continue on that same path.
Street Fighter 6 Pool G10. Check-in starting now. I'm gonna start calling names. Can I get NuckleDu, Chaos, Parzi, Angsty Dragoon, Galacad, Jefe, Slow Fighter 5, Dark Jack 128, Chinatown, Juicy Joe, and Hakan Simp. Check-in starting now.
Hey, my name is Dudang, also known as NuckleDu. I'm 27, and my biggest accomplishment is probably winning Capcom Cup 2016.
NuckleDu! NuckleDu is your Capcom Cup champion!
So CEO 2023 is my first event back at a live event with a live audience, and it was a very interesting experience. You know, I've been away from the game for about 3 years now. There's many reasons why I decided to come back. Street Fighter 6 is a really dope game. The developers clearly put a lot of time into the game. They care about the game. I miss the community is cool. And just the competition. The competition is always nice, and I feel me being a stay-at-home dad with 2 kids, it's not a thrill. It's a rewarding experience, but it's not thrilling. I guess I like that adrenaline of competing and, you know, being the best. My expectations for every tournament is to win. I'm not going to have a small goal of making out of pools or then making out of top 32. That works for people, but me personally, with the experience I've had, I'm trying to go there to win. I'm spending money to go here to win. It is a new game, so I had to be less critical of myself. I will say the fact that I've been away for a few years, the expectations people put on me, I definitely let that affect me. I feel like that's just all the noise I need to block out, because that's not important. I should just be focused on the goal and not the external noise. But with it being a new game, I think I have to be a little bit more lenient on myself when I lose, because it could get pretty dark.
Chaos!
Lex lost to Kimberly?
Yeah. Dude, ask me which Kimberly you lost to.
Oh no, not the Orlando guy?
It's your dog from a long time.
Who?
Starts with a J.
I have no idea.
Ends with a O.
I still don't know.
Jarbo.
Last goal for KOK Hefe, Street Fighter 6.
I play now?
Yeah, you play.
Okay. What up, man? How was the drive for you? How was the drive?
Oh, not bad. I mainly slept. My mom drove me to the phone.
Oh, you lucky fuck.
Yep.
I had to drive myself.
I was in the shop, so I didn't have to do crap.
I drove at night, so luckily it wasn't bad from Tampa to Daytona.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was supposed to come yesterday, but I worked all day. So I ended up coming today.
My first few matches at CEO have been going pretty well. I do notice that I'm not the most conditioned player. Like, I do get nervous a lot. I'm very slow to adapt to not even like in the game, but external stuff. And it is a challenge, but that's just the part of coming back. You know, it'd be different if I was dabbling around year-round events, maybe just going once or twice a year. That's better than being cold for 3 years.
You're gonna be playing on stream now.
Okay.
Versus
You mind if I hold up?
Angsty Dragoon.
Who's he?
Angsty Dragoon.
You up next?
I think so. Let's go, Riddles.
Yo, what's
How you
good,
doing?
man? What's up, man?
Looking good, man.
Wanna play later?
I'm down, of course. Oh, my bad.
Good luck, man.
Hey, good day, you too. What's up, man?
I'll try my best. That's all I can do.
I'm gonna do my best too.
Oh
no! This. And Guile's one of those characters that can just play the game so solidly, even in Burnout.
Yes.
Because he's just still Guile.
CC's.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, man, how you been?
What up? How you doing? Oh, you're from Monster?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember you. What's up?
Oh, good
How
to
you
see
doing?
you. I'm good, man. I saw you over there. I didn't know you were here.
Yeah. I see you working the TNS events a lot.
Yeah, I'm all over the
Man, all mic'd up.
Yeah, dude.
That's
I
cool.
gotta get some matches with you, man.
You play 6?
Yeah, I play Menon.
Oh, okay. Scumbag.
I got top 8 at the local. You weren't there.
Oh, the one that Tom hosted? There was already a tournament that day.
Online.
Yeah. So.
Make that money, bro.
What's up, man?
What's good, bro?
How you doing?
Gotta get that money, bro.
Yeah. All right. All right, guys.
Dude, good luck, bro.
But listen, I did not get steamrolled, and that's what counts. At minimum, this could have been uglier, and it wasn't.
This is your last set.
Okay.
Until,
Who's that?
Juicy Joe.
Juicy Joe.
JP play.
Oh, shit. Okay.
That's an awesome set.
It's a great tag.
Fuck.
It's a great tag.
Oh, man.
Is he nasty?
He's pretty good. He's 1-2-0 every one of his sets.
Sounds about JP.
That's great.
Sounds JP, man.
Yeah, JP is something
Free
else.
as hell.
I knew 3-0.
You got any training parties for that matchup?
By the way,
You know.
2-1.
Thank you.
That's why I play
JP
Sim for
destroys
that.
Guile, too.
Yeah, that's why I play Sim for that matchup.
Sim JP? You like that? Huh.
Dude, you can just stay in the sky the whole time. And just air fireball.
The pillar don't hit him?
And you just
The
float
portal
over.
is too slow?
Yeah.
I see.
You just float over, float to space, and then you can start your offense.
Man, really staying in the air the whole time.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Teleport, dive kick down, walk forward, teleport, wait up in the sky, close the gap, and then you can start your offense. It works out great.
These wires are short.
Guile struggles very hard versus JP. Like, even watching Kaba, he's probably the best Guile right now. Losing to all the JPs I watched. Even when I'm at home, just playing against new JP players, I'm losing to all of them. Immediately, my first thought was to not play Guile and try Cammy, which is a favorable matchup for Cammy. But my Cammy is nowhere near ready, it's really bad. So I tried Cammy the first game, it didn't work. Then I switched to Guile and it was a little bit better, but it still wasn't good. I think had I stayed with Guile the whole way, I think I'd be able to understand his pace and just be able to overcome the bad matchup. But I think that mental block really just messed with me in the first place and it made me just make bad decisions. Had I just had a more clear head, this is where the conditioning comes in the experience. I didn't expect to lose. I did not have an answer for that character coming into the bracket. I definitely didn't have an answer at that moment. But it was cool because, you know, his parents were behind him, cheering him on. I thought that was pretty cute.
GG's. Oh, that's so annoying.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's all right. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't try Cammy. I don't know the matchup like that yet.
No, but he wasn't really zoning.
Yeah.
He just kept jumping. Just happened to get.
You know, I did a really desperate burnout drive impact.
Yeah.
I should have guaranteed it a little bit.
But he was always. He just didn't zone. He rarely zoned. Is it first? He was just jumping and dashing and drive rushing. First or two. All the above, but zoning.
It's annoying. Yeah, so I lost to a JP player from Sweden. Unfortunate, but we'll power through. A little bum, but it's all right. We'll figure it out. So yeah, we're just gonna, you know, keep pressing forward. We have top 192 loser side, so you know the goal is still the same. It's just double the work. You know, that's what happens when you go into loser bracket. You play twice as many matches, so yeah, we're still there.
For top 192, I played KDZ, really strong player, Marissa player.
Have we ever played in the game together ever? Like,
I don't think so. I was confident versus Marissa because in New York, we have a lot of Marissa players. So that was actually one matchup I was like super confident in. Weirdly enough, Marissa, because she wasn't really prevalent in like the top 24s or the top 8. After playing KDZ, I played Boomy. I was a fan of Boomy, Zeku in Street Fighter V. I wasn't too familiar with who he was playing in this game, but when I sat down and I saw Kimberly, another character I was fairly confident against because I played Kimberly a lot in the beta, and you know, I understand like how a lot of Kimberly's offense works and how like the neutral is structured. So when I'm confident versus the character, I'm just gonna play better overall.
Modern?
Have fun, man.
It was very interesting because my first opponent in top 192 was a modern Zangief named Corey Vell. I was, honestly, I was a little bit scared because modern Zangief is something you don't see very often. And I didn't really know what was on his mind. I couldn't read his face. I couldn't read anything. And in game, he seemed very confident, even if Zangief is not such a strong character. So he even took a game. I was like, wow, this is interesting. You know, I deep down, I felt like I'm gonna win if I keep focused. But it was the first real challenge of the tournament. Like, I gotta beat this guy. Yes. Then I fought Seek, a jury player from Orlando. Very challenging, and I've been scared of jury for this tournament because I feel like I didn't have the preparation in this matchup. But I just tried to like, okay, I'm gonna get ready for jury because now I know how I feel about this character. So I'm gonna try to get through him with a simple strategy, get the 2 games quickly, and now I go back to the hotel room and do my homework against Yuri. That's why against Seek I used Luke, but against the rest of the Yuris I used Blanca because I developed a strategy as soon as I realized the pressure I was feeling in the matchup.
That felt good, didn't it? And oh, yep, level 1. You got 2 anxious.
Good game, bro.
That's my demon.
See?
Nah. He's my demon because he get mad.
I'm not relieved. It's just the drive rush. Did you see like the first time I did medium punch? It's still whiff punish. It was right there, so I had to do DP. I hate that shit.
When it comes to losers bracket, it's really easy to be discouraged. When you go from winners bracket, you only have to win about like 8 to 10 matches to make the top 8 or win the whole thing. But when you hit losers bracket in pools like I did, you have to win double the amount of matches. This is actually insane. So So it becomes more of an endurance test. So mentally it's very tough. So I like to focus on one at a time.
Oh, you took my boy out.
I had a pretty good losers run. I had a really close match with a player from France. He was a Dalton player. I picked Cammy on him and beat him. Then he switched to Kimberly, beat my Cammy. Then he beat my Gal the first round, so he was on match point. Then the start of his match point, he had like a 70% life lead. And I was like, oh shit, I'm about to lose. And then I got a little lucky and I brought it back, thankfully, but definitely got lucky with that.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Where are you from?
From France.
France? Wow, okay.
French Caribbean.
So close. Good games, man. Oh my God, shaking. You're Kimberly, yeah.
Yeah.
You're Kimberly?
It's not long time I tried to play her, right? My main is Dalsim, so I was
yeah, Cammy Dalsim's very bad.
That's when I saw Cammy, I say, ah, come on. I have to pick Kimberly after, so yeah, it was.
Yeah, your Kimberly is very safe.
Yeah.
I was surprised that you blocked.
Yeah.
You blocked out my flash kill. I'm like, bro, come on. Why are you not attacking me? We can play more if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go.
Come on now. Also, we're getting old. We traveled so many years. Kinda.
My back hurts.
Yeah. You have kids.
Yeah.
I have my first on the way.
Oh, nice.
It's like the last hurrah.
When is the baby coming?
January.
Okay.
So she's only 8 weeks.
It's tough, man.
It's fast. It's fast.
It's tough.
I heard the heartbeat the other day. I was like, oh goddamn.
You gotta get used to sleeping every 2 hours.
Yeah.
Or not being able to sleep more than 2 hours.
How many kids do you have?
I have 2.
2.
Yeah. It's nice. It's rewarding.
Yeah.
But boy, is it tiring.
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
No, I'm excited. You're always napping, bro.
Yeah. I'm tired, man.
I do believe me being a dad definitely has an impact on the way I play because, when I was young, I didn't have no bills, didn't have no kids. So my actions in the game had no real consequences. I had a sponsor back then, so everything was kind of covered. But now I'm thinking like every risky play I make in the game, I'm thinking about like, damn, my kids got to eat, they got to go to school. Every decision I make has a lot more weight because, I leave my family for 4 or 5 days and I come back and I have nothing to show for it. It's very, very tough. I envy the people with no obligations. I do think that's such a huge advantage mentally to not have any distractions because it could heavily impact your gameplay.
They're trying to work on the internet right now. They had to reset the whole place's internet. Really? Yeah, that's why they had to stall at 6 right there. So we're trying to get stuff back up there. I appreciate y'all's patience.
Do you have an estimated time?
I would love it right now. They're trying to get OBS and stuff like that. So hopefully in the next 5 minutes or so. If not, I'll let you guys know.
Yeah, perfect. If it's 5, even 10, I think it's okay.
You guys
But
need a water or anything?
some water will be nice, actually. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, for anxiety. You're waiting, thinking. We making casual chat, looking at this shit. It's like
I'm getting too comfortable.
It's comfortable, but it's like
some fucking it can't be that friendly. You're trying to ice me out.
Nah, you trying to ice me out.
I'm just giving you the facts. I've been 3 years in fucking practice,
This is good. I feel a little bit of stress washing away. Yeah. The only good thing about this match is that lets me play a little bit more relaxed is that we're guaranteed tomorrow. Like we don't go home thinking,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so regardless of
Win or lose, we play tomorrow. Top 24.
So if I lose, I'll be in losers.
Yeah, or if I lose. Yeah, no, they're not gonna ice me out. You're not icing me out, bro. I'm very hot.
He said, finally, shut the fuck up. You're the 2-time.
Nah, get out of here. I saw the dual Kevin. Get out of here. Get out of here. Nah, bro. You be the duelist.
I'm just a random loser.
Nah, random. Get out of here. I saw that shit. I was like, oh my God, this man is godlike.
I've been watching you.
Nah, bro, you were doing some things. You were doing some things. I wrote them down, like, you know.
Yeah, you're a funny guy.
Oh my God.
This is your game.
This is Street Fighter 5. That's true. That's true. But have you seen his results in all the online events recently?
Oh, nah, nothing crazy.
He's
Nothing.
won like 5 out of 5 tournaments.
Nothing crazy. Nothing good.
All right, you guys are good to go, man. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Bagamon. Good luck, man.
Good luck, brother. Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you.
Nice catching up.
Yes, sir. In top 48, there was a little bit of pressure also because it's the match that was gonna give me a break. It's the match that was gonna give me the time to prepare for the next day. And I had to fight Bagavon. Bagavon was a Luke player also. So it was the mirror. And he just beat Dual Kevin, another great Luke player in the mirror. So I was like, okay, I need to be in my best, you know? I don't have any character advantage. I don't have, like, strategy is not gonna mean much. It's just me playing better than him. It just happened, you know? Things went well, I made the right decisions. It just worked out, you know, thankfully. I was focused, everything went well.
Good set. Very good. Very good.
Tomorrow I gotta fight Nephew. I think, honestly, my toughest opponent. So if I beat him, I think I'm gonna win this tournament very, very confidently. So I'm gonna practice hard today. I still feel like I'm the favorite to win the set, maybe 60-40, but I wanna make it 100%. So I'm gonna work very, very hard and practice very hard today to be able to take the set and dominate completely.
As the tournament goes on, like, I feel better with my play. I definitely feel like I am kind of scrapping a lot. Like, a lot of trade combos are like easy conversions that I guess I'll get from more time playing the game. But I'm feeling confident. Like, coming into the tournament, I'm confident in my play per se. I guess what I am scared of is the game being new and like me not knowing everything about the game so far. Like, playing top 24 tomorrow, I played Kizzy. Kizzy's like well-known anime player. Everyone knows Kizzy K, so he's really strong and plays DJ. So DJ's an awkward character. You don't really see too much DJ like that, so I definitely gotta be prepared for the character matchup. But then again, you know, nobody's really playing Manon either, so I have that going for me.
Top 24 to qualify for top 8, I had to fight Nephew. I knew what I felt with Jury when I was gonna fight Zeke, and I didn't feel stable with Luke. So I was like, okay, I need to design a strategy. The first thing I did was contact some Jury players, and I saw Phenom in the crowd. And I know Phenom is friends with Reichman, the Swedish player. And I told him, okay, I'm gonna play Phenom, and then I'm gonna ask him, like, you know, I asked Phenom, you know, let's play, he was there. And then when we play, I said, yo, you know, could you get me Reichman? Oh, sure, he's here, whatever. And then I get the practice with Jury. As I was like suspecting, I wasn't great at the matchup. So I was like, okay, what do? I tried Blanca. It wasn't like working very well, but Phenom saw something. He said, I think you gotta play slower and you gotta like walk her down because she can't really deal with your options. He told me that something clicked. I was like, okay. I went to my hotel room, I started like analyzing the matchup, studying the matchup, seeing her options. The next day, I called a friend of mine from Massachusetts, where I just moved, Alex Smith. I tell him, okay, he plays Jury, let's go. Then I contact Just a Kid, let's go, Jury 2, and I run that Jury gauntlet and start practicing the matchup a lot. I didn't really play it before the tournament, but I felt so confident because now I had so much practice. Oh my God, that game was so good. He was lost. He didn't know what hit him. He was confused, like, oh my God, what is this strategy? And that's what happens when someone prepares a lot and the other person either doesn't prepare enough or just prepare for the wrong thing because you surprised them. So I feel like he was definitely caught off guard in that set.
I'm telling you, bro.
Se embarró totalmente ahí.
iDom is coming up with a deck against Lauren, Kizzy K.
Oh.
Support the boy.
Yeah, Kizzy been killing it as well. And like you say, multi-game specialists are
Yeah.
coming out to play.
During my top 24 match to qualify, I had to play against Kizzy K. Kizzy K is a really strong anime player. Actually, I can't even say anime player because Kizzy's just really strong in plenty of fighting games. And I think this is the first Street Fighter game Kizzy's like really taking seriously. I was a bit worried going against Kizzy. I knew like he was strong, but I felt like I had a good strategy versus DJ because there are a lot of strong DJ players in New York. But I feel like with Street Fighter 6, he was playing solid, and then I have like this mindset where like if I can kind of just overwhelm my opponent before they figure out what's going on, which is really easy to do in 6, you know, you don't have to care. I'm gonna lose on my own terms kind of thing.
I know with the super runs it through the gap and just like that, iDom moves on to top 8.
Fucking random.
Gotta play good with a hint of random.
Yeah, you're random.
Gotta play good with a hint of random, bro.
A hint of random?
A hint of random.
That wasn't a hint. Fuck, you know how someone adds a pinch of salt and you just half off?
You didn't care about anything. Because he could have jumped or he could have waited, you would have died.
What do you mean?
Definitely would have died.
I would have died.
Yeah, so you were supposed to.
Okay.
Then a mat.
No. I was gonna smoke for a while, but you know, bro, you can't stop drive rush. That's the game. You can't stop it. After a while, it's just like, bro, I was like, I'm gonna go out on my terms at the end. I'm just gonna drive rush in. I'm still nervous every game I've played because like I don't know what I'm gonna get into. So like I definitely feel like other players are nervous too. So I'm trying to like up the nerves by my play style because like I said, I'm more trying to like force scramble situations and like force uncomfortable situations to get people nervous when I'm playing. Because if I'm nervous, then there's something wrong.
Oh, it's kind of full.
Versus Shine, it was tough. I was very, very nervous. We stayed in the same room, which I never do. I never ever stay with people. But you know, I'm trying to save money. I'm a dad, so if I could save money where I can, I'm gonna try to do that. So I stayed with him. We played so many tournament matches in Street Fighter V, so I naturally think of those. And then we played once in a tournament in Street Fighter 6, but it was online. When I finally sat down to play him, I was very nervous because there was a much bigger crowd for day 3, so it was very nerve-wracking. I was not used to seeing such a large crowd. Every time I did like a move, like the crowd would cheer. I'm like, bro, why are you guys cheering? Like, relax. So I was very critical of myself. I was very like self-conscious, like, yo, like everything I do, they're cheering, and it's kind of scary. So I was very I was very tense because if they're reacting to everything I do, I'm overthinking at that point. You know, and that's exactly what happened. But Shine played really good too. He showed me a lot of new stuff that I didn't even know was possible.
Shine eliminating NuckleDu from the bracket here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CEO 2023.
In top 8, the match against iDom, the semifinals, I didn't need any more reason to want to beat him. I was pretty eager to play him. He took my title last year very convincingly.
Your CEO 2022 Street Fighter V Championship Edition champion. Give it up to New York's own Ivan Domination, ladies and gentlemen. And he's hype, he's feeling it.
He beat me sometimes in 5. I beat him sometimes, but at the end, he was beating me more. So I was waiting for him, honestly. Like I as soon as I saw I gotta play iDom, thank you God, I wanted to play this guy, you know.
I think Mena has like a very good understanding of figuring out what annoys players, and I think he's very good at taking advantage of like what's going to tilt or frustrate his opponent. So I think he has a very good understanding of like who to pick or when to pick this character or when to pick that character. So I think he's using that kind of like a really good stepping stone for like the beginning of Street Fighter 6.
The way I play, it's very simple, but it's effective. It's not only picking characters that will make people uncomfortable. It's doing whatever I have to do to make you uncomfortable. If I have to play like a madman, I'll do it. If I have to play defensive, I'll do it. If I have to pick any character, I'll do it. I just want you to focus on the fact that you're not playing at your best. And when you think that, when you really say, I'm not getting what I want, I won.
He led a whole region of prominence. Now he's out to change the world. The only two-time Capcom Cup champion. Welcome to the stage, MenaRD!
Let's see this matchup. The Bull.
The strongest.
The strongest. This
The
man.
only two-time.
Facts.
Two-time champ.
That's Mr. Worldwide, and he got
say that
shoes
twice.
on. That's the truth, though, man. I mean, what can we say about this guy? You want to talk about hunger and passion, right? And somebody who's consistent and really wants to learn the game in the proper way. He goes and faces everyone. He don't duck nobody. That is MenaRD.
Welcome the reigning and defending CEO Street Fighter champion, iDom!
I practice very hard against his character, but mentally, I really prepare. Like iDom, it's a very momentum-based player. And if you notice in that set, every time I won, I go back to the character select screen just to take a break and breathe. Like, remember, don't let him get started. I think he was the player I prepared the most for.
Playing against Mena, he usually plays Luke versus me. But honestly, I think I have a pretty good strategy versus Luke. I don't have a good strategy versus, you know, drive rush and throw loops has kind of been like my biggest two complaints about the game. And it's hard because I go to training mode, I go to watch matches, I go to review the VODs, and like it's hard for me because, like I said, I'm trying to get better, but I don't know what to lab. I'm trying my hardest.
Woo! Shake my damn hand. 3-0. Champ, baby. Oh, damn. One day, man.
Crown first CEO Street Fighter 6 champion after the short break.
Oh,
that's 6-0, man.
For both recoveries. This man is on all knowledge check here.
Playing against Sticky Finger, I selected Jury. That was kind of a bit of salt, you know. I was still a bit annoyed, you know. I felt like I was losing the same way, and then I was like, I'm gonna see if Sticky Fingers knows how to stop this. I'm just gonna do what everyone else is doing. I'm gonna do drive rushing, you know, throwing fireball, drive rush in. From a non-player kind of mindset, I'm like, man, if I'm losing to this, can he show me the light on how to stop this? After the first game, I lost to Sticky Finger because I already had the mindset. I was like, I'm gonna play Jury for one game and then I'm gonna switch to Manon. But I lost because I had not played Jury probably since December 2022 or something when like the first beta came out. If I knew a combo, I would have won that. If I knew the combo to do there, I would have probably won that game. I can win this set with Jury. And then I lost the second game, and then that one just looked horrific. And then I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. And then I went to Manon, and I was, you know, I felt more at home, more comfortable. He showed me a lot of actual new things with Manon, because like he was doing combos I didn't even know existed, some new setups. I'm not really salty. I lost. I actually feel like that was kind of a learning experience for me, which is what fighting games are about. I feel like he was doing stuff that I could take away from him and like put into my own game.
to meet you.
We've met before.
Pink?
Have we met?
Maybe online?
No, we've met at Street Fighter League, actually.
That's right.
Yeah, you were there with Big Bird when I killed those birds.
Punk is a friend of mine, a very good friend, but we're strong rivals in the game, and he also tries to get in my head, and I try to get in his head, and it's very intense. But this time I had the advantage because he's been having trouble against Blanca. I fought him a few times before, so I knew he had something prepared. I suspected it was Jury. When I prepared a lot for Nephew, I didn't even think about going to Luke. If I pick Blanca and he's gonna pick Jury, I think with Blanca, I cover all his options.
He's in Mena's head right now. Now you got Mena waking up with the bird. That shows that's a great sign. Get your school on.
Does Peter have to go 2-0 down before he starts the match? Is that the rule?
Maybe it's one of those rounds, one of those cases he needed to warm up the shirt as he goes on.
But then he was adapting very well. I switched. I didn't think I was gonna win the switch, but I said, okay, he's getting the momentum, he's getting the confidence, so I'm gonna throw him off. I'm just gonna switch characters, make him think I'm not confident. But that's why I picked Luke. I actually just wanted to ice him out and then go to Blanca again. Damn, it is glitches.
And MenaRD is in grand finals on winner's side.
Thank you. I rely a lot on my faith, on God. So I just spoke to God. I felt good, I was like, okay, whatever God has for me, that's good. I felt really, really, really good. And I was confident I was gonna win the whole time because I wasn't scared of losing. If I lost, okay, I wasn't scared. And as soon as I sat down and I played him and I saw his movement, I was like, he's not playing to win, he's playing not to lose. He's not going in, he's not trying to check me off. He's just trying to maintain his gameplay. I'm just gonna break it. It worked. I didn't even try to any strategy to shake him off. I was just like, what he's doing right now, you can break it. And after that, there's no coming back. He switched to Chun-Li because he wasn't sure. Then he switched back to Yuri. I was like, yeah, it's over.
Street Fighter 6 CEO 2023 champion. Give it up for MenaRD!
Thank you to everyone here. This is the biggest event I have ever won in my life, but it feels like I won it at home, my house, the FGC, so thank you so much.
Thank you guys, I'm excited for the future.
I've been trying to create a system that lets me stay consistent because I know me by myself, I'm not strong enough. I think I have the discipline, but it's not always there. The drive is not always there. So if I only rely on me, eventually I'm gonna have ups and downs. So I'm trying to work on a team of people that help me stay there when I'm down. And it's been working. I have Kaba as a sparring partner. I have my team, Bandits Gaming. My coach was there all the time. I had friends back in the R. I have someone that is like a performance coach named G-Roy. He's always watching the matches, always telling me So it's so many things I'm doing to win right now outside of myself that it's just, it makes me feel relieved, like, oh, it's working. Their hard work and the time they're putting in, it's working for them. They're seeing what they want, they're seeing me win, and I'm winning too. I'm getting what I want too. And it's something so good and so hard to understand for me that I just thank God for it. Like, it was not gonna happen without God. That's what I believe. And it's just relief, you know, and grateful that it's happening to me.